Monday, June 7. Hello, good people. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to this new edition of the press review on JDC Plus TV. The first cover page which attracts our attention this Monday is that of the Guardian Post newspaper. The daily focuses on the shocking exit of influential and controversial Nigerian pastor Temitope Balogun Joshua, popularly known as TB Joshua. As you can see from the kickers, the paper highlights his mysterious birth in June and shocking death still in June, how he muted from soldier attempt to the world's most celebrated preacher and philanthropist. What Africa and Nigeria in particular stand to lose from his death, how he rose to prominence, how prominent personalities visited him for deliverance, just to name but this. Details on these and more in today's edition of the Guardian Post. We stay with the Guardian Post to talk new blood at the National Communication Council. The paper tells us that Joe Chebonke Kalabopse, retired senior journalist from the Cameroon Radio Television, becomes the first Anglophone president. The veteran journalist was appointed Friday, June 4, alongside 7 other members by 2 separate presidential decrees. Joe Chebonke replaces AC journalist Peter Asoka. This same information finds voice at the foot of the Post cover page. The paper spoke with Professor Eno Tanjong, who expresses optimism for moderated journalism practice. More on his reaction on page 2. Slightly above this story on the cover page, the Post comes back on the news on the demise of TB Joshua. It focuses on who he was and how he drew lots of people around the world to Lagos for prayers. Before we move over to the next paper, let's take this opinion on the case of late Pidgin broadcaster Samuel Wazizi 1 year after his death was announced. The story says the death remains unaccounted for, with the Cameroon Association of English-Speaking Journalists Boye chapter believing his killing was deliberate and ordered for. The paper, owing to widespread condemnation on his death, President Paul Biya promised to personally investigate the case, with findings which are still awaited. Speaking to the Post, Boye journalist expressed disappointment at the Cameroon justice system for robbing them of justice of their colleague who had spent close to a year in detention. The story continues on page 2. From the Post, we move over to the Herald Tribune, which carries as main headline, "At stormy Northwest Regional Assembly session, education delegate unveils shocking school situation, including that 120,000 students in the region are idling out of school, 92 teachers and 3 students have been killed, and over 200 teachers kidnapped and tortured by gunmen." To read more on this revelation, grab a copy of the Herald Tribune and go to page 3. In other news, the Herald Tribune reports on the latest philanthropic gesture of the Weli Sane Foundation. Together with partners around the world, the foundation donated 1,000 parts with antimicrobial properties to Anglophone refugees in Nigeria. This gesture was part of activities of the International Menstrual Hygiene Coalition to mark the 2021 edition of the World Menstrual Hygiene Day. Check the full story on page 5. And we end with municipal updates. The paper believes the Limbe Deep Seaport is a jewel which, if brought to fruition, would be a game changer in Cameroon's emergence vision. The paper brings out some attractive elements about the seaport to read in its Monday, June 7 edition. And that does it for what the papers had to say today. Thank you so much for watching. Our next edition comes up on Thursday.